A state of emergency and calling out the National Guard as a spring blizzard hammers the heartland. A mix of snow, ice, and rain slamming the Midwest. Minnesota could be getting the worst of it. Some folks there are seeing more than a foot of snow. Matt Finn is live in Medford, Minnesota, where it does not look like April, mid-April. Matt.
No, Sandra, it feels more like January, and actually there is some snow that is continuing to fall and just that nasty wet precipitation that lingers after a major storm. One thing I think everyone unanimously is thankful for this morning is that the winds have somewhat died down all day yesterday. There was biting winds and wind gusts of 70 miles an hour recorded here in Minnesota. We are in Steele County, which is about an hour's drive south of Minneapolis, and this is one of the 62 counties where the governor has declared a peacetime emergency, which basically means the National Guard can come in and assist people without power or stranded motorists. There were stranded people reported here in Steele County. Here the roads are just kind of wet, but the Department of Transportation is warning that statewide there are still roads that are completely covered in ice and snow, so obviously urging people to take caution if they are driving. This storm brought up to 2 feet of snow across the Midwest, hail, even thunderstorms. We experienced all of that, all types of nasty weather from this storm. There were utility poles that were snapped in half, causing power outages, and the Minnesota State Patrol reports at least 31 jackknife semi-trucks. And within the last hour, a fatal accident of a semi versus a car in the western portion of Minnesota. Not clear if that's entirely weather related. Today, in general, much better going, but there are side roads and streets that are very slick. And of course, we're all going to keep our eye on this precipitation as it melts, because, you know, many portions of the Midwest and the Northern Plains just experienced catastrophic flooding. And of course, no one wants to go through that all over again. Sandra.
Wow, those are quite those pictures, and then the snow melt, obviously a whole nother problem. Matt Finn in Minnesota for us. Matt, thank you.
Too late in the year for that, isn't it? It was like 70 degrees the other day here, and yesterday just plummeted. You just got a picture from a friend of yours in South Dakota. I mean, it looks like Switzerland. Yeah. I mean, the amount of snow that's...
Send us your pictures. I mean, it's unbelievable. That was, in that particular case, it was over a foot of snow coming down on the roof there, but quite a situation in those Midwest states.
We're almost out of the woods. Not quite yet, but... Yeah. Spring is out there somewhere.